Latest on the so-called Slender Man case. A mother now speaking out after her daughter and another girl were charged with stabbing a friend 19 times to please a fictional character, arguing her daughter should be tried as a child, not an adult. ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with more. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Robin. Angie Geyser says she is finally talking about this publicly 2 years after her daughter's arrest to show the world that her daughter is not a monster and that she still holds out hope for her daughter's future.
She was just always such a gentle and kind person.
This morning, Angie Geyser is speaking out for the first time since her daughter Morgan was charged with attempted intentional homicide for allegedly stabbing her friend 19 times, all to impress Slender Man, a fictional internet character.
Is there any bleeding going on?
Her clothing has got blood on it.
Morgan Geyser and Anissa Wire were both just 12 years old when prosecutors say they lured their friend, 12-year-old Peyton Leitner, into the woods in May of 2014, stabbing her with a kitchen knife and leaving her to die. Peyton survived, and now Geyser and Wire are both being charged as adults. The teens are appealing that ruling, which could send them to prison for up to 65 years. Geyser is now fighting to get her daughter's case tried in juvenile court, where her maximum sentence would be 3 years in a juvenile prison.
You can't hold somebody responsible for the rest of their life for something they did when they were 12.
While Morgan was in custody, she was diagnosed with early onset schizophrenia, a condition Geyser says her husband suffers from.
I don't think that there were any glaring, obvious clues that she was ill.
Earlier this month, Morgan was moved from a Wisconsin juvenile detention center to a state mental hospital where she's undergoing treatment, something her mother says has helped.
With this lucidity that she's developed comes an awareness of the gravity of her situation. Yeah. So she misses home, she misses her family.
Wire, meanwhile, remains at that detention center on $500,000 bail. The Leitner family tells ABC News if tried as juveniles, there's a likelihood that both assailants would already have been released with little to no supervision and their records expunged. Their premeditated attack was with the hope of killing our daughter. We fully support the efforts of the district attorney in this case. A not guilty plea was entered on both of the girls' behalves. Geyser's attorney tells ABC News he remains optimistic that the Court of Appeals will send the case to juvenile court, which could drastically change the entire outcome of this case and the course of these girls' lives. Robin.
All right, Lindsay, of course, and that's why we're going to talk to ABC's chief legal analyst, Dan Abrams, about this. The mom's plea, very impassioned, wanting to transfer it to juvenile court. Will the diagnosis make any difference?
So this is all about the appeals court, and the problem for her is that the law is pretty clear, which is if you're over the age of 10 in Wisconsin and you commit this kind of crime, it is presumed to be in adult court. Now, what she's arguing is, look, we can get her better treatment, mental health treatment, in a juvenile facility than in adult court. They're also arguing there are other extenuating circumstances that should lead this appellate court to say, let's send this to juvenile court. But it's a tough argument, but the most important one in this case.
If it holds up and it does take place in adult court, will the diagnosis, how will that play with the jury, do you think?
See, this is where I think her age could really help her, which is she combines a mental health defense, which would have to be insanity. She didn't understand what she was doing was wrong. In conjunction with her age, it makes it a more compelling argument. You know, we talk about the insanity defense a lot, and the truth is it's always such a long shot, being able to demonstrate you literally didn't understand that what you were doing was wrong. In a case like this, there's a real argument when you've got someone this young who has a diagnosis of mental health problems. I think that an insanity defense could have a real shot.
And her mom, it's no surprise that she is against somebody so young being in an adult court, but there are others who feel that same way.
Well, that's right. And so the question becomes state by state, talk to your legislators, which is if you think that this law is wrong, which is that anyone over the age of 10 charged with a crime like murder, attempted murder, should be sent to adult court, then you got to change the law. The judges only have limited ability once the law like this is on the books.
We'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
All right, Dan, thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys.